Hi, Happy Stampers. This is Kate from Kate's Paper Creations. I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Washington State, and I welcome you to my weekly current catalog and blog video, where I share projects that I have made using current products from current Stampin' Up! Catalogs. So let me show you what I'm going to be making today. Got a couple of cards. They're the Slimline cards. I'm still enjoying those very much. And so these are the two I'm going to be making. I have a team I work with at church, and there's 4 of us on the team, so I'm making one with 4, and then I just have a dear friend I want to send one to as well. So I am using the Hey Girlfriend stamp set that is in the current I believe the current mini catalog, and so it's going to be going away the end of May. So you've got a while yet to acquire this if you haven't already. It's a very cute set with these 3 ladies, and then there's a kitty cat and a puppy dog as well, and some nice sayings too. So let me show you what I did. Now, I didn't make you sit and watch. I stamped, colored, and cut out all of the girls I would be needing. I'm making 4 cards altogether, but of course I'm only going to show you the one. And so I will just pick one of each to show you. There we go. Those are the 4 that I used for the 4-part card. I'm not going to go into all of the colors. You can choose whatever colors you want for your coloring. And I just used all different blends pins is what I used, so they get the fade through. And then I came back with the Wink of Stella, and I winked the bows and the hair pieces and the shoes and their lips, so they all kind of have just a little bit of shimmer. And on these 2, I Wink of Stella the little hearts in the centers as well. So those are those. I did take the time to, when I cut these out, to cut out some of the pieces that are in their arms and things. I did that with an X-Acto blade. It's not very difficult at all. And I'll just do one right here. I've got the others already finished. And it just pops right out. I'm not going to raise these. I'm putting them on flat onto the card, but I just wanted I wanted the background of the card to show through. So this was important to me. If it's not to you, that's fine. But I kind of liked it. I thought it looked even more cute with these pieces cut out. And if you've got an X-Acto blade, Stampin' Up! Used to sell these, and then they quit, but I kept mine, of course. There's just some tools that never go away, that at some point you decide you're going to use them. There we go. And so there's the 4 girls with all their pieces cut out and everything. Then to make the Slimline card, you're going to use a piece of basic white thick. You cut it 8.5 by 7, and so it's 8.5 wide already. So then you just cut it to 7 inches like this. I'm moving my thing all around, but that's okay. So now it's at 7 inches, and then you're gonna move this up a little bit, and then you're going to score it at 3.5. The standard size, and let me share that with you. I've got this written down, so let me get it and show it to you. There's the basic base of the card. There's several different sizes. A basic Slimline envelope is 3.5 by 8.5. And there are envelopes out there, pre-made envelopes, that you can buy that will fit the 3.5 by 8.5 Slimline cards. But you can also do a Slimline that's 4 1/8 by 9.5. And that would fit in a number 10 envelope, just a standard office style envelope. So that's another size you could do. You could also do like a little mini one, 3 5/8 by 6 1/2. So different sizes that you can make, but from what I could research, this is pretty much the standard size, 3 1/2 by 8 1/2. Okay, and so that's what I did with mine, and I'm going to just fold it and score it. And then I cut a piece 3 1/2 by 8 1/2 from the True Love Designer Series paper, also in the current mini catalog that's here till the end of May. And I cut it the full size, so it will cover the full front of the card. And I just picked the polka dots because that just seemed kind of fun and lively. Oh, ran out of tape. We'll get you another roll here. Find one that's got some tape on it. There we go. And we're just going to cover the whole front of the card. Just like that. And then I glued the little girls on with my liquid glue. You can use your liquid glue. I use Zig 2-way glue pen. And just give them some dots of got a little bit there. And I put one with the hearts down at this end, probably about an inch or so from the end. And then this one, the other girl holding the heart, I'm going to put her at the other end so that the other two are sandwiched between her. About like so. Push her down just a little bit. There we go. And then it really doesn't matter. I mean, where you place them, it's up to you. Like that. And we'll bring her in and put her right about like so. Now you could have spaced these evenly or, you know, however you wanted. I decided to spread them out like this. For this particular card, I stamped Hey Girlfriend, and because it's for more than one, I brought in my Stampin' Write marker in black and added the S to make Hey Girlfriends, because that's what I wanted it to say. And take off those, and I just put it right between them like this. Hey Girlfriends, like that. Then on the inside with the Memento Black, I am using sentiments from the Ornate Thanks. And on the inside of the card, I'm going to stamp two of them. One says, just wanted to say. And I'm going to just stamp it right up here at the top, like that. And then this one says, you're amazing. And then I'm going to add with my marker an exclamation point, and then I'll have some sentiment that I'm going to write in there. But that is how simple and beautiful that card is to make. I'm going to retouch this up a little bit so it stays folded better. There we go. And there it is. Hey Girlfriends, you just wanted to say you are amazing. And this one for my friend, let me tell you what I did here. I used the Mini Messages die that cuts out all different kinds of shapes, this die, and I just cut them out of blank white paper, and then I picked out 3 of the tags from that and used them to make these 3 lines. From the bottom of my heart, just wanted to say you're amazing, and all 3 of those came from the Ornate Thanks stamp set. And so that's how that one got finished. Now, for the envelope, if you cut a piece 8.5 by 11 and then score it at this, with it this way, you score at 2.5 and 6.5. Okay, score at 6.5 and 2.5. Then you turn it and score at 1.5 and 10.5. And I've already cut it and scored it. It's really hard to see the lines with this pattern, but it's been scored. And you want to be really careful when you're scoring the designer series paper that you don't press too hard, or you'll press all the way through and tear your paper, and you don't want to do that. So just keep it really light and do it a couple of times, and you'll be able to see where you're at then. And then you're going to come in here and cut out these corners. That one. I'm having to kind of feel for it because, like I say, it's hard to see with this pattern paper. Now you can make your envelopes out of this designer series paper, and as long as you put a white label on it for the address and a mailing label, you will be able to mail it with standard postage. It does not require extra postage unless you get real thick with it. So you're going to cut out your 4 corners like that. Okay, now I'm going to make this the outside and the flowers the inside. So I'm just going to do this and fold it and score it. Fold it and score it. And then you're going to fold this flap up, and if you've gotten a little bit off, it's easy to get off and not see your lines real well. And I have here, I'm going to have to skinny up this side a little bit. I didn't cut it deep enough, so I'm going to cut a little bit more off. You've got room to do that. It's not an exact science, and it certainly doesn't show when you're done. So that way your flap will fold freely. That's your bottom flap, just like that. And then the top flap, we're going to put into the trio punch here and punch a corner punch on them so they're rounded. So I'll get it in here so it's, there we go. There's that one, and there's that one. Okay, and then that's going to get folded over and scored. And I can see already that I'm going to have to trim a little bit more from these too, so that flap will shut neatly. Like I say, it's easy to not get it perfect. And so don't hesitate to just trim a little bit more off. You've got more than enough length and size to do that. And then the flaps close good. Okay, now I finished this up with glue. Because it's going through the mail, I don't want to take a chance on it coming open, and I just don't trust tape. You'll also see that one side flap is wider, so this one's going to go over the top of the other one, and I'm going to put my glue right along the edge. Get it to come down. I use Eileen's Quick Dry Tacky Glue. You can use whatever liquid glue you want. And I am going to use my finger and make sure it gets all the way out to the edge and up to those corners, because you don't want any flaps that might get snagged when it goes through the mail. Wipe that off my finger. And then we will press that into place. And I'm going to do the same with the bottom flap. I'm just going to put some along there and then use my finger to make sure it gets all the way out to the corners and the edges. Clean up my finger and press that into place. Turn it over and just press it so it stays in place really good. Okay, now this will go in here just like that. And when I get ready to mail it, I will glue this flap shut as well. If I'm hand delivering, a piece of tear and tape or just regular adhesive is fine. But if I'm going to put it in the mail, I'm going to put some glue on the edge here and glue it shut. But there it is. Perfect envelope. And it fits perfect with your card. And then, like I say, I use a 2 by 4 inch label, and I put it right on the front. And then that way you can address it. And then just a regular return address label up here. And then your stamp in the corner, and it will go in with regular postage. So there are my cards. I hope you enjoyed today's current catalog video, and that if you don't have a demonstrator, that you will consider shopping with me at my online store. I will put a link in the description below, and I hope you have a wonderful stamping day.